I'm Rebecca Matasker. I'm the assistant volleyball coach, and you're watching Inside the Nest.
Homecoming was a successful one for the Montclair State Redhawks, but that success just doesn't stop there. Welcome to Inside the Nest. I'm Jules Radley. On today's episode, we have Coach Rebecca Matasker from the women's volleyball team. But before she was a coach, she was a player from 2013 to 2016. Now she's been with the team staff for 5 seasons. Let's hear what she has to say about helping the team climb the NJAC standings, the team's chemistry, and their impressive 8-game winning streak.
So I played for 4 years at Montclair State. I was a walk-on as a freshman, and we won the NJAC in my senior year, and it was the best thing I did. I've seen both sides of the ball, so I've been where the girls are now. So it's a positive to be a coach now too and see, their struggles and understand where they're coming from, and I could bring it to the sideline. I think after the COVID season, it was a positive for our team, because we got an opportunity to be in the gym safely, and we did a really good job last season. So I think it was a benefit to kind of play in the spring and to transfer to the fall. Our start was a little tough, but we got in the gym, we fixed the things we needed to fix, and we're moving right through the season, and we're going to continue doing what we do. You should be excited to see all the pieces that we have put together. We have a diverse lineup, and we have a lot of people who can step into roles, which is really nice to have on our team. Our diverse lineup, we have a lot of people that can fill the role of outside. We have a lot of freshmen that step in, like Leah Chipman, Cassie. We have freshmen like Kiara. We have Carly Waterman, who's a senior. We have Leah, who's also a senior. I think they've been coming together during this stretch as a team really well, and they've been working together well, which is really a positive, and we're coming together, putting all the pieces together, and we've been executing. That's a tough thing after you're on a winning streak to keep it up, but I think that's just coming in the gym every day, working hard, focusing on our goals of practice, and working through them for the 2 hours that we're in the gym. Going into the match against Stockton, we are treating it as if it was any other game. We're following our practice plans, continuing watching film, and treating it as if it's any other match. I've always said it for 4 years, this is the best place to be as Panzer, so coming out and watching a game in real life, there's nothing better.
The team has clearly set the tone against their opponents, with Kiara Polanco and Carly Waterman both recording double-doubles at Wednesday's game. Their winning streak continues on with their dominant performance against FDU on October 6th. And that is our game of the week.
We're back here on the Red Hawk Sports Network. John Cosben, Matt Boucher with you for the start of this one as the Montclair State Red Hawks host FDU Florham Rock far side to Waterman. St. Pierre for Polanco. Here it comes and it lands. Red Hawks win the first set, 25-23.
And Polanco just been able to do it.
Here comes Kowalski though, off the front into the net. And another point for the Red Hawks. It's 24-10, 25-10. That's back-to-back sets. That's 23 in a row for this Red Hawks team. They've been racking them up. As we get close to the end of this one, Kalina Polanco got up there and sent it back Kelly Waterman back to serve. Off the hands of DeFuria all the way up. They can't get to the rebound, and that one will go to the Red Hawks.
Game-winning ace for a Waterman.
Victory for Montclair State. 8 straight victories. They are on fire here, Matt, and they played just as well as they have during that stretch here tonight.
Red Hawks field hockey opens up the homecoming day. No score early on, but then Carly Van Tassel, meandering her way through the defense, dishes it to the right to Tori Sutera, who knocks it in for the equalizing goal. Then with about 4 minutes remaining, Lebanon Valley's Rachel Wright slaps it in from about 10 yards out on a nice feed from Emily Klein. The Red Hawks end up being defeated in that one with the score of 2-1. Later on, Red Hawks football taking on TCNJ. Not much going early on until John Donegan makes an awkward pass to his left that gets picked off by Zahir Wilder. Wilder, with blockers in front of him, races down the sidelines. Red Hawks try to capitalize off of that, but they end up missing the PAT, and then TCNJ responds, driving down the field, ground and pound, and Nick Chambers rumbles into the end zone. He had a touchdown and 100 yards on the day as TCNJ cruises to a 14-9 victory. Then men's soccer taking on Stockton. Amir Lukovic, beautiful left hook in the back of the goalpost. Red Hawks managed to hold up on defense throughout the game, and then after a few missed scoring opportunities, Amir Lukovic again drills it in the back of the goalpost and puts the nail in the coffin. Red Hawks men's soccer goes up to 11-1-1 on the year. 7 straight games with no goals allowed.
Speaking of the men's soccer team, let's dig a little deeper by going inside the numbers. Our first number is 7. That's how many games the men's soccer team has won in a row since September 18th, improving to an 11-1-1 record through its first 13 games of the season. Over the first 13 games this season, MSU has outscored their opponents 41-5, scoring 89% of all goals scored in their matchups this season. This gives them a 77% scoring advantage over the opposition. 112 to 220. That is the ratio between MSU's shot attempts versus any other opponent across their 13 games this season. They have a .509% shot on goal percentage, 112 to 220, while their opponents have 33 to 79 shot on goals, averaging only .418%. Freshman Amir Lukovic has 13 goals on 48 shots in 13 games, averaging a goal in each game of the season. He has 8 more goals than the second leading scorer on the team, which has helped him earn NJAC Rookie of the Week accolades twice so far this season. Now the best number currently is 9. According to D3Soccer.com, the team is currently ranked 9th in the country, dominating their opponents in almost every stat category. The Red Hawks look to continue their dominance on the road versus Ramapo on the 13th as they head into their last 6 games of the regular season. Every single one is sure to be an exciting contest.
A new season brings new beginnings for the MSU swimming and diving team. Last season, fans were only allowed to observe meets virtually. This season, that restriction is changing. Spectators can now attend meets in person, and the teams couldn't be more excited.
Bringing fans back into Panzer Pool is going to be exciting. You can't replicate fans. Our team is going to definitely swim faster when we have some people around, some energy, some juice.
Sophomore Lydia Baslasko was the team's top-ranked swimmer last season and second in the Women's Metro Swimming Conference. She enters her second season ready to maintain her rank and experience fans for the first time.
I very much dislike the virtual meets, so that's even a better part. I never really got to experience a real swimming season, so it's all new, so that's also kind of really exciting.
We also got a chance to speak with seniors Tyler Dorsett and Taylor Waddleton, who have competed with fans in Panzer in previous seasons.
It's going to be nice to have them back in, just with family and friends watching us race and all that. That'll be really nice.
I feel like it's very motivating seeing people out in the stands because you want to do well for the team and the people that are here, and I'm really excited for this season.
These powerhouse swimmers aren't the only ones to keep an eye on this season. Sophomores Spencer Dubois and Ryan Capps and junior Aaron Barrett are just as important for the team's success.
They have their first meet on October 16th at TCNJ, with their first home meet on the 22nd versus Moravian College. And something tells us
it's going to be a really good one.
From everyone here at Inside the Nest, we'll see you poolside.
The athletics department has something to celebrate this semester, achieving their highest student-athlete GPA for the first time in over 20 years. We spoke to both students and staff alike to hear their take on this outstanding accomplishment.
So I've actually been in this position in some way, shape, or form for about 20 years. And this is the highest GPA that we've had on record here at Montclair State since my entry into here. Our cumulative GPA with all men's and women's teams was over a 3.2.
The emphasis on academics is number one, right? We want the student athletes. They're here to get a degree. So that means they're here to get to class, to do their work, and to do well.
You have to approach it with the same mentality. If you're not going to study for your test, then don't expect to do well on your test. And if you're not going to shoot or get extra shots up or lift weights, don't expect to do well on game day. So it's kind of really the same thing when it comes to, your mindset and your approach towards playing basketball, playing football, whatever you play, whatever sport you play, and doing your schoolwork.
So the emphasis, as I said, is always been academics. However, our coaching staff and department administration also make sure that the students are student athletes. Making sure that they make time for their academic endeavors and balancing both off the field and on the field. And I think that emphasis and the support from their coaching staff has allowed them to be so successful.
Last year I was a scholar athlete, and it was super exciting to be named that, just because all the hard work you do on the court and being able to also achieve something within academics, it's a huge accomplishment, especially because we are student athletes. Student is first, so outside of athletics, being in the classroom, getting all your work done, it's super important.
Just the biggest thing for me was my freshman year. I struggled a bit with balancing, like I said, school and soccer, and just being able to see that through and for the whole 4 years and come out with a good GPA was really important to me.
So the academic success, I feel like the students, there's a lot of transferable skills that go along with sport, whether that be teamwork, commitment, leadership, time management skills. I often find that our student athletes in season do better in the classroom because they're able to stick to a schedule, have a similar schedule every day, which I think is really great for them academically to make sure that they're getting their schedule done.
I think that it's challenging to manage your time, but once we as athletes do figure that out, how to balance school, homework, games, and stuff, it becomes like a really good life lesson and something that we can bring with us in our future.
Just do it right. You want to show up on time to class and stay there for the duration of class, come prepared. It comes right onto the field. So you want to be at practice on time and do everything right on the field.
Here's what to watch for this week. Tuesday night, the volleyball team looks to avenge their NJAC championship loss to Stockton at Panzer. On Wednesday, men's and women's soccer, as well as field hockey, all play Ramapo, with men's soccer on the road, while field hockey and women's soccer are home. Thursday, women's volleyball is back in action at William Patterson University at 7. This comes before a busy Saturday where the majority of the Redhawks will be traveling all across the East Coast, with women's volleyball having a doubleheader in New York taking on Hunter College and Mount St. Mary. Then the football team will be in Virginia to take on Christopher Newport University. Women's soccer is staying in New Jersey for an NJAC matchup with William Patterson. Field hockey is in Pennsylvania at York College. Men's and women's swimming and diving open their season at TCNJ. And the only home game on Saturday will be men's soccer versus William Patterson at 7 to close out the weekend. Don't forget, the Red Hawk Sports Network is where you can find all home games from every team all season long. From everyone here on Inside the Nest, we'll see you next week.